Alright, look, the gameplay we just saw for the new Battlefield looks like an absolute masterpiece. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm hyped. The destruction is back, the grit is back, it feels like the Battlefield we fell in love with. So why do I have this pit in my stomach? Because we're looking at a tale of two Battlefields. There's the incredible game the developers at DICE just showed us, and then there's the product the executives at EA need to ship. And if you've ever been hyped for a game just to get burned on launch day, hit that like button and get subscribed, because today we're figuring out which Battlefield is the real one. Is this the comeback we've all been waiting for, or are we being set up for the biggest heartbreak in franchise history? Let's start with the dream. Let's talk about why we're all feeling that rush of excitement again. For the first time in years, DICE showed us footage that felt like they had finally been listening. The first thing that hits you is the destruction. We're not talking about knocking over a few walls. We're talking about tunnels collapsing, bridges getting blown to smithereens, and entire building facades shearing off and crushing the street below. This is that large-scale, map-altering, Levolution-style chaos that creates those only in Battlefield moments. It's the sandbox of destruction we've been begging for since Battlefield 4. Then there's the vibe, the aesthetic. They completely abandoned the cringe hero shooter look of 2042 and brought back the gritty, modern military setting. It looks grounded. It looks visceral. The soldiers look like soldiers, not like quippy characters from a Saturday morning cartoon. This isn't just a visual preference. It's a statement of intent. It tells us that DICE understands the fantasy their core audience wants. To be a soldier in a massive, chaotic war, not a named specialist in a team-based character shooter. And under the hood, the fundamentals look solid. We saw the glorious return of the 4-class system. We saw what looks like a real focus on squad play. We saw tanks, jets, and helicopters all playing their part in a combined arms symphony of explosions. On paper, and from the gameplay we saw, this is the perfect game. It's the apology for 2042. It's the love letter to Battlefield 3 and 4. It's the dream of a franchise returning to its former glory. It's the game the passionate developers at DICE clearly want to make. But that's the dream. Now we have to talk about the reality. We have to talk about the game that EA is demanding they ship and why that pit in my stomach won't go away. This is where the red flags start popping up, and they are impossible to ignore. It begins with an absolutely delusional corporate mandate. According to a bombshell report, EA has given this new Battlefield an insane target of 100 million players. Let me put that into perspective for you. Battlefield 1, the most successful game in the franchise's history, sold maybe 30 million copies. 2042 barely scraped together 22 million before it cratered. EA isn't asking for a hit. They are demanding that DICE deliver a game more than triple the size of their biggest success ever. And that is so goddamn dangerous, because when you're chasing an impossible number, you don't build a game for the fans. You build a bloated, focus-tested product designed to appeal to everyone and satisfy no one. You add gimmicks, you simplify mechanics, you build the entire experience around monetization to squeeze every penny out of that imaginary audience. That 100 million player target isn't a goal, it's a motive. It's the reason a publisher would force a studio to compromise the very soul of its game. And we know this because we've seen it before. We have to look at the history of heartbreak. In 2018, we got Battlefield 5. A rocky launch, but the real crime was the live service. Promises were broken, content was drip-fed, and when the money printer didn't immediately go brrrr, EA pulled the plug and abandoned the community. Then came the ultimate felony, 2042. A game so fundamentally broken, so stripped of core features, that it became an industry-wide joke. It wasn't just a bad game, it was a cynical cash grab that spit in the face of its most loyal players. The pattern is clear: launch, fumble, and abandon. Our skepticism isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition. So we have the dream of the gameplay and the reality of the greedy corporate motive. But then we have the smoking gun, the final piece of evidence that explains why this beautiful dream could turn into another nightmare. The same report that revealed the player target also painted a horrifying picture of a development in absolute chaos. The budget is reportedly well north of $400 million, putting insane pressure on the team. The single-player campaign was apparently so late that the studio in charge was shut down and development had to be restarted, pulling resources from the core multiplayer experience. And here's the kill shot. The report details a culture of extraordinary stress and long hours. Let's call it what it is: crunch. And let me be clear, Crunch does not create polished, stable masterpieces. It leads to burnout, mistakes, and the kind of buggy, feature-incomplete, rushed-out-the-door garbage that defined the 2042 launch. That report is the smoking gun. It confirms that behind the slick trailers, the project is reportedly on fire. So what's the verdict here? We have two warring realities. We have the dream, a beautiful, visceral, feature-complete game that the talented developers at DICE are clearly pouring their passion into. And we have the nightmare, a bloated, impossibly ambitious project being crushed under the weight of corporate greed, a chaotic development, and a history of heartbreak. The final conclusion is this: the potential for a generational franchise-saving masterpiece is real. We saw it in that gameplay, but the risk of it launching as another broken, unfinished mess is astronomically high. That do not pre-order sentiment you see everywhere, it isn't pessimism, it's the only logical conclusion. The upcoming beta isn't just a demo, it's the first real test of which force is winning the war for the soul of Battlefield. I'm not trying to be a downer, I'm fucking hyped. I'm so hyped I can't wait to get my hands on it. If the beta holds up, boys, Battlefield might be fucking back. As long as they don't put freaking super skins in the game, we might be good. And if you think billion-dollar publishers need to be held accountable, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Real HQ for more analysis that cuts through the corporate BS. Now I want to hear from you. Based on everything, what's your verdict? Are you on Team Hope or Team Fear? Let me know in the comments below.